Hello, I'm reading Evie, and I'm going to talk about The Ghost and the Baby by Bobbi Holmes. Book number 21. I'm closer to the end. No, I'm going to be so sad. Pearl, the evil neighbor... Oh, shoot. Let me read the plot, as I usually do in this. Okay. While the residents on Beast Drive prepare for the welcomed arrival of a new baby, they are blindsided by the newest resident's plan to close down Marlow House. No one is prepared for the deadly secrets the new neighbor unwittingly conceals. Walt knows more than he realizes if he can just remember. Will he remember? I don't know. Pearl, the evil neighbor, got Danny's license revoked to have her B&B. Apparently, you're supposed to apply, obviously, and then everyone who lives on the block is supposed to have a meeting and vote. And if somebody says no, the application could be declined. And it was turned out that she didn't know that. She had written handle everything, the sketchy lawyer, before she knew he was sketchy. And at the time, who better else are you going to trust than your lawyer when he says he has everything handled? So apparently she never got a proper license this whole time. Yeah. But it's such a small town that nobody really cared until Pearl came along. Danny isn't going to try and reopen. She wasn't really making much sense to me or Lily, but maybe she's going to run it as an inn instead. She was not being clear. Lily, the character, was confused as well. There's clearly a dead body on Pearl's property. The book starts off about some twins named Maisie and Daisy. One of them was written out of the will. I couldn't remember. It was Daisy. At the time of the note, I couldn't remember which twin, but Daisy was written out of the will, and she caused the accidental death of her father Elmer shortly after Walt's death. They were fighting, and he basically just fell down some stairs. Typical. She didn't push him or anything. He was just on a cane and just fell. I think he turned too quick or something like that. Fast forward to today, Pearl is getting some work done, and there's some dead rose bushes that nobody is allowed to touch and never has been. Gee, I wonder where the father is. Yeah, because Daisy never reported the death. So, she may have not killed him, but she ain't innocent. Daisy is the one who ran off and got with Maisie's fiance, too. I don't know why I couldn't say that sentence. Maisie had kids eventually, and the grandson, Norman Bateman's, now runs the funeral home. So Pearl isn't related to this family. How odd. Supposedly, Daisy died 10 years ago. They kept saying Norman Bateman's looked like Norman Bates. The local school is having a fundraiser for their art department. Chris is going to match what they make because he feels that, the kids should work for their own, departments, work for what they want, basically. Makes sense. And so, but he also wants to help out, so he's going to match what they make. Danny and Walt offered up the Marlow House as the prize, which is legal without a business license, which Pearl did not like. Poor Marie found out that Adam doesn't want kids. That is unacceptable to her. She doesn't even care about her other grandson, but by golly, she wants Adam to be married with kids. I put as a child-free person, I should probably be annoyed, but per my rants on the last video, was it the last one or the second to last? Oh well. It's a fictional book, so I find it funny. She's hijacking his computer again when he tries to look up the not-so-friendly sites, which... Why at work, Adam? Why? The heck was that noise? Oh, it's Cora. She's hijacking his computer again when he tries to look up the not-so-friendly photos. Why at work, Adam? Why? But now she's directing him to a site that shows families and fathers with kids. Or images of them. Chris's Uncle Lloyd finally passed due to his cancer. I don't know if you happen to remember from the last, I think, Christmas book. Did I read that this year? I think I did. Yeah, The Ghost Who Came for Christmas. So it was the second book I read this year. Was it really that long ago? Wow. Oh. Or was it The Ghost of Christmas Secrets? Why is there so many Christmas books in a short time span? Whatever. I think it was The Christmas Secrets, actually. If you watched that video, he was in that. He finally died, so ha 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 ha. For trying to screw over his own nephew because he was adopted. Anyways, Norman won the raffle prize, but is giving it to his mother, Faye. She goes by now, originally Maisie. A bird grabbed hold of a decayed human hand and dropped it in the 18-year-old's foot. I forgot her name. She was a raffle winner. There was her who brought her sister, I think. Yeah. And then Maisie, well, the Norman, who gave the tickets to Maisie instead. I feel like there was somebody else. Or maybe it was just those three. Oh well. So I forgot her name, but Tammy. I put it down. Why did I not edit that clearly? But she was eating some of the food outside while at Marlow House, and Matt saw the bird grab the hand, but didn't know what it was, because it was a little too far away to read, I guess. But guess where the hand was? Their neighbor, Pearl. That poor kid was probably horrified. I would be too. They didn't know it was a hand at first. They thought, maybe they thought it was a worm, or they saw a worm as well. It was like, and they were like, oh, that's gross, and then saw the hand. It was like, God, poor kid. Whoa, we went way back in time to hear Walt's view from when he was first alive. Just kidding, it was a dream. The timeline isn't making sense, though. Maisie and Daisy were people in their namings of twins. Stop it now. Maisie and Daisy were only 3 when Walt died, but he swears he knew a Maisie Faye. I wonder if she could see ghosts, and it was from when he didn't realize he was dead. I was close. I won't say it now because I mention it later, but Pearl's cousin Andy stole the rose bush with a friend's truck. I never said why. Maybe for money, I guess, but because I thought that he was trying to find the body or, whatever. But no, he just stole a rose bush. Somebody, I think it was Brian near the end, says sometimes a rose bush is just a rose bush. Lillian Ian doesn't want to know the gender of the baby until birth. How annoying. I want to know now. Tell me now. Apparently after Daisy and Maisie's dad died, she stayed with Maisie. And it said that Maisie wasn't as sweet as people thought she was, and was controlling Daisy's life. Her fiancé didn't really like it either, and supposedly that's why he left. Marie says he left because Daisy always gets what she wants. Marie was super annoying in this book. The guy has his own free will. He's not innocent. She tried to blame all on Daisy. Sorry, I'm trying to remember which twin. Tried to blame everything on Daisy and thought, oh, the poor... It was as if the poor guy just had no choice. She's old-fashioned. You gotta give her a break. She was from a different time. Danny thinks it's Daisy and Kenneth, the fiancé, buried in Pearl's backyard, like they never left at all. Dun dun dun. Which is exactly what happened. No, it's not. Wait, what did I say? Maisie? No, Daisy. Okay, yeah. No, that is not what happened then. Kind of. It was a body swap thing with the twins, per usual. That kind of trope. Which I like, actually. Yeah, I don't mind that. Maisie isn't Maisie. She is Daisy. Rhymes. It was Daisy all along. It was Agatha all along. Norman did the right thing and didn't try to kill Danny per his mother's instructions. Yeah, they were all at the funeral home because she was there earlier for something and didn't realize her phone slipped out of her purse. So she came back for her phone after hours. Can a funeral home really be after hours though? But she came back and to grab the phone. Well then, Maisie / Real Daisy took that time to try to kill her. Per usual, it's not a book without somebody trying to kill Danny. And she thought she could take her because she was like, I think in a wheelchair too, or a little old lady. I don't think she was in a wheelchair. No, I think at that time she was sitting, but she was like 95 or something like that. But turns out she has a gun. So, and then Norman came in, and poor sweet little Norman didn't realize what was going on. And so he, tried to pretend to take over. It was like, oh, I'll do this so she doesn't try to, attack you while I'm doing. Was it burying a body? Oh, it was to bury a hole for her body. So yeah, he was like, oh, I'll take her with me, and then got the gun from Daisy, or Maisie / Real Daisy. Luckily, ended up giving her the phone or calling for help, one of those two. So, yay, good for Norman. Doing the bare minimum as a human. Walt was seeing Maisie after their deaths, neither realizing they were a ghost. I was so close. Oh well. So that's how he kept seeing the real Maisie. Yeah. So he did know a Maisie Faye. Connor Daniel Bartley is the baby's name. Oh boy. They skipped ahead a couple months and to the birth. Yay. A tree had fallen as they were trying to get to the hospital. Walt moved it with his ghost powers, and Pearl saw. Wait till she find out what she sees in the next book. It's sweet. A funeral was held for the real Maisie and Kenneth by Norman. So, like I said, I was half right. Kenneth was there before he left, because supposedly, they took off and blah, blah, blah. But no. That was it. Not a whole lot happened. I don't really know why the title was called And the Baby when the baby wasn't even really there yet. I guess in preparation for the baby. There wasn't really a whole lot of preparation. There was one thing I did not note, but I thought was really cute, and I should have noted it, was they were trying to find somebody to paint the nursery, and Marie was saying, oh, she used to paint, and blah, blah, blah. It turns out that she ended up painting it for them as a surprise. It was kind of cute. Also kind of awkward, though, because they were trying to show, they found the guy to paint, was it Bill, I think? Yeah, I think it was Bill. And they opened the door, was like, here you go, and it was already all done. I'm like, whoops, well. That would have been nice to somebody had known, but oh well. It was cute for them, because she really wanted to give something for the, new baby. But, being a ghost, money doesn't really transfer to that side. So she was like, I can't buy them something. And she didn't want to steal it, because she's a good person, so. And she was like, I don't want to risk going to hell. Whenever I do want to go over. Even I don't know if stealing one little thing would, but oh well. That was The Ghost and the Baby, so let me know what you thought. Bye.